Hi there. This is HarpBasics1, and this is my harp. Has 30 strings. My highest string is the A, and the lowest string on my harp is a G. The red strings are C, and the black strings are F. With the D, E, that's actually E flat right now. I'm going to change it in a minute to E. And all of my strings are tuned this way because my harp is tuned in E flat because I've got levers. So I will tune it in C in a minute. Okay? So, basics. Feet flat on the floor. That's the first thing. I know I like to have my toes up and my heels resting on the chair. Thing about my harp is it's up on legs. I have two sets of legs depending on the chair that I'm sitting on, and the heel here rests on my right shoulder. And I hope that the strings are more or less clear against this white wall. So you want to be able to have the harp balance there on your shoulder. And your legs also are going to be able to squeeze your harp to tip it forward. You want to practice that with your harp, getting it forward. Squeeze, send it forward, and let go, and it should tip back. You don't want to squeeze it necessarily all the way forward and have it, because they can fall forward. So that's a first. Why would you want to squeeze your harp forward? Well, if you're playing everything up here, you want to be able to have space for your arms to work. It's not often that we do everything up here, but we do. Okay. Your right hand basically works your upper strings, and your left hand basically works your lower strings. Basically. They can change places, especially on a small harp. When we get to the big, huge concert harps with the 47 strings, yeah, the reason for the sitting on the right shoulder is to give that left arm much more room for the big harps. But this is the idea that we're dealing with a basic beginning harp. I use an electric tuner to tune my harp. It's actually upside down at the moment. And this cord and thing is the microphone. So that even in a noisy setting, I can put it into the voice box, or not into, but clip it onto, and check whether or not it's in tune. And it will tell me. So I'm just going to turn this on briefly and show you the lights are on, and try it's in tune. Let's see if I have anything that's So that is, it's in tune, but it's a bit high. And actually, no, excuse me, it's a bit low. It's in tune, but it's a bit low. Not much, because if you can see the needle, it's just below that. And for my harp, I want that because when I raise that sharpening lever, let's put it back here, same string. Now it's slightly on the high side. So I want that. It's still in tune, but it's slightly on the high side. So it helps me know that I'm within the range. And I have my key, tuning key, and in a noisy environment, the microphone attached to your harp is, people are trying to talk to you while you're trying to tune your harp. Kids are running around making noise. Very, very nice to have. Yes, you can get tuning apps on your phone. That's very nice. Quick here at the beginning, I'm going to mention a couple of books. Probably the best of the Teach Yourself books is Teach Yourself to Play the Harp, Folk Harp by Sylvia Woods. And I really like her beginning. I really like the materials that she has at the ends, taking care of your harp, replacing strings, how to tie a knot in a harp string. I have copied that page and it goes in my harp bag. It's wherever. I need it every time I need to replace a string. So that's nice. It's a good book. Unfortunately, most of the songs in it I don't know, so I really can't learn to play them because I have no idea of what they are. Look at the songs that are in it and realize that they are good songs and that the basics that she's teaching are good to know there. And if you know the songs, it will be much easier than it's been for me. Her more advanced book is Music Theory and Arranging Techniques for Folk Harp, again by Sylvia Woods. And it will take me years to work my way through this. Another very good beginner book is Beginner's Harp Book by Phyllis Schlomovitz. And basically everything that she's got in it is totally new to me, but the techniques that she's teaching are good basic techniques, and I've enjoyed everything that I've done from this book. Everything. There haven't been any instances with Phyllis Schlomovitz where I have been like, I don't get it. And unfortunately, that's been my case with poor Sylvia Woods. If you're really getting serious, Deborah Friou's harp exercises. These are serious. And there are plenty of them, of exercises, a whole book of them. And the last recommendation that I would have for a beginning harp, and this is probably a while, not something immediate, the International Rhythmic Collection for All Harps or Pianos, Volume 1, by Dr. Alfredo, Rolando, Ortiz. I really like this because he starts by showing or teaching London Bridge. Basic London Bridge. I'm not going to play it right now. And then he gives the Venezuelan version, which has a slightly different rhythm. And then he gives the Colombian version, which again has a slightly different rhythm. Then the Paraguayan version. and then the Brazilian version, and then he goes on to do this something similar with Yankee Doodle and Ode to Joy. And then the material becomes, I'm going to say, more challenging, but it's all the sort of stuff that it's fun, and I like that aspect of it. Okay, basics. Feet flat on the floor. Tip your harp. Today we're just going to focus on finger number 2. Harpists have 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't use pinky. Pinkies are for the wire-strung harp. And I'm going to put my harp into the key of C. Just means moving a couple of levers. Now it's in C. I could change this high note, but I'm not going to because I've already tuned it in A. I keep it in A because it doesn't get used very much. Your hand should come like this. Your fingers should be relaxed. And we're doing hot cross buns, which I learned as red, red, black. Now if we take this again, very slowly, see where the thumb is, see where the fingers are, see where the arm is. Close the hand, move the hand, close the hand, move the hand, close the hand. Seems like an awful lot of work. And why we're doing this is to teach ourselves how our hand should look, how our hand should feel, and the fact that we relax. Look at that my wrist beginning to bend at the wrist. That's not good. It's going to lead to tension in the arm if I do that. So this is one of the reasons we go slowly, the reason we start with one finger. One finger is great. You know, if you're tuning your harp and you're watching your arm, I do. We'll get to fancier things with tuning and fingers in the future. It's not just there. So what about the left arm? It can do it too. And when you're happy with that, with both of them, you can bring your challenge up too. And at first you'll be doing exactly what I'm doing, which is basically looking at the strings and am I putting my fingers in the right places? But as you get to the point where you're practicing this more, you want to make yourself not look at your hands and your strings, because there's something going on about teaching yourself where things are so that you're not having to look at the strings. Okay, that's enough for today.